12th, 2023. Welcome to the Psychic News Network. I'm Annette Dion, the host and founder of the Psychic News Network, and we are here to unpack the news from a psychic perspective. I hope you're doing great. I hope that you had an awesome weekend, and I also hope that the Wi-Fi works well tonight. So, fingers crossed. I noticed that when I was having trouble that a lot of other people were having trouble too, so might have been something in the cosmos. Hello, hello, hello. So here in New England, I think a week ago I was cold and I wore a sweater, and today, just now, it's starting to get quite warm. And speaking of things heating up, things are heating up from DJT for him, and oh me, oh my, where do we begin? There's a lot of talk about the threats of violence, and, you know, my response to that is at least they're talking about it. I mean, because before January 6th, I know, blame the watermelons. I'm going to figure that out. I know that prior to January 6th, 2021, there were a lot of threats of violence, and I remember that didn't seem like enough people were paying attention. So now it does seem like the authorities are paying close attention. You know, that's what they learned. Then don't ignore the threats. So just so you know, I am not the kind of psychic that will say to you, oh my gosh, something terrible is going to happen, there's going to be violence, and I would never, ever, ever do that. And that's not because I'm trying to hide things from you. I recognize that energy follows thought. And I will never, you heard it here, I will never tell you something that's going to cause you to grab onto something and worry about it endlessly, because energy follows thought. And so the dangers are always out there. The danger of the whole planet no longer being here, there's always out there. We live, since the atom bomb was invented, we've lived with the awareness that at any moment we could just disintegrate the whole entire planet. So I would never ever tell you that there's going to be terrible violence. I think that would just, that's just me. I just had to say that because I know that I've heard here and there, not too much, but I've heard here and there, well, you know, somebody said there's going to be this and somebody said there's going to be that, and that's fine. Everyone's a free world, right? It's a free country still. You know, we all have our different ways that we think and ways that we operate. The chat is disappearing. Beautiful day beautiful day in New England. I know that Trump over the weekend, it's very surreal that as huge of a threat as he is, 5 times short buffer, what does that mean? Keep me alert. Oh, thank you. Church of Spirituality is wonderful. Thank you so much for saying so. Keep me alert as to whether there's any Wi-Fi problems, and just to preempt that, if in fact I do, for some weird reason of solar flares, we'll say, if I get knocked off, it will be about a half an hour before I'm able to come back on. But if I get knocked off, I will come back. And I just want to say that ahead of time. So over the weekend, it really is surreal that we have this menace. Yeah, good. Just let me know if anything goes wrong. Just alert me, and I'll have to do that. The menace. We're living in the midst of this very volatile, very angry. But let me just tell you something. He's not as powerful as you might be fearing. And so be careful of all the hype that you hear. Now remember, when he was indicted in New York, we do have to be cautious. We do have to be alert. But when he was indicted in New York, and there was a lot of worry about what was going to happen in New York, and Marjorie Taylor Greene went there and lasted like 10 minutes because New Yorkers don't take any crap, put it that way. And George Santos lasted about 8 minutes. No, it's not the aliens interrupting my internet. They're not that interested in me. So, you know, when the indictment happened in New York, there was a lot of worry and concern and endless amounts of talk and conversations on the news, and we were okay, and nothing happened. And then when you think about it, he went and he got indicted, and then he went back home. He's a nobody. And so tomorrow in Miami, he's going to go and he's going to be read the charges, and it's the same thing. So he's going to go and be read the charges, and then he's going to go back home. So they showed the MAGA crazies in Miami, and mark my words, they're fading. They're fading. If you want him to go away, then wish him away. On that note, I just want to tell you that Grassroots of Democracy, our 20 on Tuesdays guided meditation for a healed America. Of course, we meet every Tuesdays for 20 on Tuesdays. And if you are interested, on my website, psychicannetdion.com, we have, Terry and I, my assistant and I, have compiled 10 meditations from 20 on Tuesdays. They're all different. Meditations for a healed America. For the low price, you get 10 guided meditations for $20. So, Trump is asking for demonstrations in Miami. He's got to ask for the demonstrations. So just keep your thoughts in the right place. Energy follows thought. That's metaphysics. Yeah, we know MAGAs want a civil war, but you know what Gloria is saying is MAGAs want a civil war. Here's what I want to tell you about that. They don't know what it is. They don't know what civil war is. These MAGAs that want war, that are crying for war, they don't know what war is. Diane saying she's a Leo. Yeah, fire signs can get all fired up. I mean, I know, I'm a Sag. But media's stoking the fires too. Yeah, Thomas, that's what they do. Because if you glom on to the fear, you're going to keep coming back for more, and you're going to want to know more, right? So, that's just what they do. Today the moon has been in Aries, and it's going to be in Aries until tomorrow at 2:27 p.m. And it's so funny because today, out driving just to my office and taking, certain people to the grocery store. Today, as I was driving in, I said the moon must be in Aries because of the way that people are driving. And sure enough, I got here and I went, oh yeah, the moon is in Aries. Fiery, rambunctious, kind of just being real like knee-jerk. Plus, duct tape works wonders. Yeah, they're losing, the MAGA's losing their relevance. So Aries is very abrupt, doesn't think. We all have our negative qualities, right, in our zodiac signs. But Aries can be really like feisty. I'm just reading your chats. So if you have felt that energy, and plus we're heading into the next week, next Wednesday, the summer solstice. This Wednesday is Donald Trump's birthday, ironically on Flag Day. The universe has a sense of humor, I'm telling you. Let's take a look at a rune card. I'm gonna pick a rune card to start. Oh, that's not my runes. That's my bag of crystals from Bond Blue. We're gonna pick a rune card. Kathy, we'll look at that. We'll look at the that merger with PGA, between PGA and LIV. LIV, by the way, it stands for, it's like the Roman number for 15. Sorry, this is probably noisy. The Roman number for 15 is what that is, and they call it live or live, but I've heard it called live more. So I am going to look at that. That's been on my mind for a long time. It seems like this is the rune that wants to jump out. So we're going to start the week with a rune. Thank you for being here, and thank you for hitting the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Let the buses be filled with drag queens and Mickey Mouse ears. Where's my bell? Lisa's on fire already. So just to get a sense of the week, we have an X. And while I'm finding this card to read to you the meaning of this rune, I want to let you know that tomorrow we're doing a show, Spirit Talk Podcast. We're doing a show with, once again, with the amazing, illustrious Kathy Beal, professional Aquarian astrologer. So it'll be right around 3 o'clock. I have an appointment that's going to run until right around 3. So we might be a little bit after 3 o'clock Eastern time if you want to catch it live. I'm going to do my very best to be right on time. Hello. Lisa, you're cracking Cheryl up. Oh, L-I-V. No, I think it's, I used to know my Roman numerals. If you want to figure that out, well, I'm in my psychic brain. L is 50, right? And then 1, and that seems like it would be 64, but I don't know. We'll figure it out. Oh, Biden had a root canal. Oh, fun. And Kamala Harris was president for a little while. That's good. Must be a day for the dentist. I had to take my mom to the dentist, and Oh, Damon is here giving me ridiculous, undeserved compliments. Liv is 54. Thank you. Thank you for helping me while I'm in my psychic brain, which is a different side. Speaking of that, I just want to mention, Damon, people missed you. And Damon came to church yesterday. We were so impressed. But Friday night, we were like, where's Damon? Where's Damon? Where's Damon? And then we all remembered at the same time that it was your birthday. So happy birthday again. I should have Damon on sometime. We'll do it like a live side by side. Oh, which is 45 backwards, right? So we're talking about the L-I-V, live, the Saudis that have engulfed the PGA, and it's very, very. You had to work on his birthday. The Saudis have taken over golf. Yep, that's what we were talking about. Oh, Damon loved Church of Spirituality. You know what? It is in my heart to make more people watch Church of Spirituality. Because it's good and it's helpful. Okay. This rune stone it looks like an X. One line is longer than the other, a little bit. And this rune, I'm just reading for the energy of the week. This rune is pronounced Naudhiz. Naudhiz is spelled Nauthiz. That have to do with realization and protection and fate. So fate is determined both internally and externally. To realize your highest achievements and truths, you must burn away that which has become tethered to you. So this is seeming to indicate that what we're going to see this week is these things like the Trump has been tethered to us. Heavy, it's really tiny lettering. Heavy, hang on. Heavy shadows must be recognized, rectified, and released before your ties to the material realm are severed. So this is speaking to severing, the olds, the crud, the shade, the untruths, and the Wheel of Fortune and Death in the Sun are indicated. And that indicates the Wheel of Fortune, a change of fate for someone, and death doesn't represent, just like the tarot, it doesn't mean actual death. It means the end and the sun. The end because things are being illuminated. And here's the invocation. You heard the Saudis bought water rights in Arizona. Yeah, we're gonna look at those Saudis. Those Saudis are making me very uneasy. And I think I was looking at a picture of Trump today with this. I don't know who this person is, but he's a Saudi, and he is really, really shady. Here's the affirmation, the invocation. In gratitude, we ask for the ever radiant, purifying fire to light the way to our brightest, most unencumbered future. Wow, you should, I'll read it again so you can write it down, or maybe slow it down if you're watching on replay. So this is for the week. In gratitude, we ask for ever radiant, purifying fire to light the way to our brightest, most unencumbered future. Oh, by the way, that's really great. I love that. I'm going to keep that out. Tomorrow at 3 is when Trump is going to get indicted. I'm not going to watch it. That's when we're planning to do our show with the astrologer, with Kathy Beale. Because I know that's a really awesome message. This is Tamed Wild, the Wild Runes deck, and I just, rather than just pulling the cards, I pull a Moonstone Rune from my bag of runestones. Runestones are awesome. They've been around for thousands of years. Gee, I need a tarot deck. We're going to be reading the cards. It's not televised. Yeah, so like, are you really going to watch like the whole debacle like we saw in Manhattan? It was like, and here's the limo that's carrying Trump. First of all, it makes me want to puke that he's being treated like, here's his limo, and here's the Secret Service, and he's being treated like he's like a king. Prayers for my internet. We'll read the tea leaves. You're still holding out hope that Trump will be denied bail? Yeah, see, I don't know. Even though we've learned a lot about the legal system, things we never knew. Think about it. Like in 2009, 2010, for instance, did you know about the legal system? You're seeing all this news about Grassley having 17 tape conversations with the president. With what? President Biden and Hunter with Burisma in Ukraine. What do you see about this? Grassley has lost his mind, and he's really easily manipulatable. He's easily manipulated. He's too old to be, and I'm sorry, I don't mean to wax all ageism, but Grassley is too old to still be in that seat. Anne's telling us that she has good news. The baby deer came back. Let's have a moment. The baby deer came back. I wasn't worried about the baby deer. Let me grab some cards. Hang on a sec. Which cards should we read? Let's read. My cigar box here. Prayers to the people in Philadelphia for the I-95. How about prayers of gratitude that nobody got hurt? This really is a cigar box. Anyway, let's read the Aquarian Tarot. Sorry about the noise. I find when people are making YouTube videos, if they make noises that they think aren't that loud, sometimes they're very loud, like shuffling, for instance. Anyway, here we go. Oh, the driver died? I did not know that. I didn't really read too much about that story. I definitely heard about it. Oh, that's sad. Well, we can be grateful that, we can pray for the person who died, and we can be grateful that that could have been really so much worse than it was. As I'm saying, it's very, very sad that somebody perished. Very, very sad that somebody perished. It reminds me of when, I don't know why it's reminding me of this, but, just a little short story. I got my start reading cards in Nashville, Tennessee, where I was living for about 11 years, from 92 to 2002. Almost 11 years. And do you remember the bomber that some lone wolf guy in you remember this, in a van, drove his van with a bomb onto 2nd Avenue in Nashville, and that's actually where I got my start, was in this particular area on 2nd Avenue in Nashville, and he just suicide bombed. There was this weird siren sound, and then the van he was in just blew up, and of course he perished. But it was on Christmas morning, in the wee hours of the morning. It was like 4 a.m. And it's really sad, because the building, there was a witch store in that building, and that's where I got my start reading cards professionally in 1993. And that building's no longer there. So that was another example of when I said that is terrible, and it could have been so much worse. So, I mean, because that area now in Nashville is always like way busier than it ever was when I lived there. Just want to clarify, that's why I said we're lucky that it was only one and not like thousands and hundreds. I'm picking 3 cards about what's going on with Donald Trump. No, it wasn't the Unabomber. No, it was Christmas 2021. It was Christmas 2021. And I had just done readings for the coming year, for 2022, and I said I saw explosions. I don't know. 3 cards about Donald. What's like, where is he? And I feel like when I tune into the Donald, I get celebrity. He loves the attention. Just loves the attention. Yeah, you remember that explosion. That was it blew up the building that I used to work in. Broke my heart. I mean, it was all so sad. It was Christmas morning. It was Christmas morning. Yes. Yes. Yeah. I still have pictures. I have pictures that my friend sent me. Everybody just keep praying. Oh, you were just telling me the Unabomber. Yeah. I knew about that. I thought you were saying that you thought I was talking about the Unabomber. Yeah, at the AT&T building, which was a little bit up the street. You wondered about sympathy for the Unabomber with the bridge that was a terrorist act, I think. We'll look at that. I really didn't read much about that I-95. There was a fire under the bridge, apparently, yesterday or the day before. And I don't know if they got to the bottom of whether it was set or not. Anyway, we're reading cards about Donald Trump at the moment. The Tower card, it's all coming down. The Hermit card, oh my gosh. The guides are with us tonight. There's no fogginess when I'm asking about Donald Trump. You'd think I would have just picked these intentionally. Justice for Donald Trump. Yeah, we'll take a look to see. Yeah, it was the bridge thing. That was Sunday, and we'll take a look to see if it was a terrorist. Yes, I did drive while I was in Nashville. Yeah, the drivers here are pretty bad too. Yeah. Okay, so we will take a look at that right now. Of course, because it's all over the news. This is for Donald Trump. This couldn't even be clearer. You know, it's like 3 major arcana. Yeah, Bill Barr said he was toast. The cards agree. Okay. We'll look at that in a bit. We have so much to cover. Justice for Donald Trump. Hermit feeling all alone. Trump is out of tang. Give that man some more Diet Coke. And the Tower card. The tanker had 8,500 gallons of gasoline. Let me tune into that for a sec since everybody's talking about it. I know, can you believe this, Joan? Let's go to that, since we're on the topic. Yeah, I mean, honestly, just about these cards, I was kind of like bowled over. The Tower for Trump doesn't mean Trump Tower. It means this is he's got no defense. He has absolutely no defense. Yeah, the Hermit, he's isolated in the Justice card. I've told you before, and I'll tell you again, a while back, I saw Donald Trump at the end being absolutely friendless with nobody wanting anything to do with him. Yeah, good cards, right? I mean, good cards in terms of justice. Okay. Yeah, Barr said Trump is toast. He needs to redeem himself, because I will never forget when Barr, totally did the cover-up of the Mueller investigation after we waited and waited and waited, and Barr was like, never forget. I was just getting to my office and I was listening and I was like seething with rage how Bill Barr lied to us. And so many times Bill Barr lied to us and we were like, Urgh! Trump doesn't have a lawyer yet? All right, we're gonna change topics. We're gonna go to what happened with that bridge, with the burning truck under the bridge on I-95 in Philadelphia, was it? Barr is going under the bus. I don't know what you mean, because Barr is throwing Trump under the bus. Yeah, Barr pandered for everything that Trump wanted. Okay, so let's take a look. This is about the bridge. Bill Barr he's a lost soul. I don't know why he says he still vote for 45. We're gonna take, it was in Philadelphia. We're gonna take a look at that later. The truck that caught on fire, was that deliberate? It's saying yes, that it was deliberate. Huh. Was it a terrorist act? No. It was deliberate, but it wasn't like a domestic terrorist act. The burning of the truck that the bridge collapsed. Honestly, we're so that's what I'm picking up. I'm picking up suicidal. It was suicide. No, I got suicide. And maybe he got himself tired enough and wasn't taking precautions. Yeah, I got suicide. Strongly. Will they find out that it was suicide? I'm getting no, they won't find that out. It's interesting. I mean, how do you know? The guy perished. So how would they really know? Unless he left a note or something. I mean, and that I kind of get the sense about that truck blowing up that it was like, it's interesting because I feel like the driver was going to hang on, I'm tuning in. I feel like it was very impulsive. Almost like this. This is the energy that I get. This might not be like literally what happened, but this is the energy that I get. Driving, receives a message, maybe a text message, gets freaked out and angry, more angry and upset than he was, and that's what I get. Actually getting eaten by a shark could be worse. What are you guys talking about? Hi Patty, thank you for always saying that you love my show. I appreciate that. I love having you all here. Viking funeral without the water. I am lost again. Clay Higgins was giving out code the other day. What do you mean by that? Like a code for... Clay Higgins needs to rot in jail. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's... I just... to war attack. They should be locked up. What's the code? Yeah, I think I saw that. And it was, Yeah, that truck driver, I felt badly. It felt like he just, you know, when you just lose your mind. Just did something just drastic. It feels impulsive. But Clay Higgins and Biggs, Andy Biggs, and Gomert and Gosar, and I mean, they are like, I can just see they just look like they're oozing demonic energy. It's so gross. And Ted Cruz too, he has it too, and the code. He was signaling the Trump supporters to riot, attack, go nuts. Seems like I saw that too. Well, Kathy, I read it like, I mean, I just tell it to you like I get it. And so I didn't get... I have to just stay with what I get. Yes, Marjorie Trader Green took notes in a skiff room, and then she, yeah. And Carrie Lake, let's read on, okay, what's happening is they're getting freaked out, and they're getting even more and more brazen, and they all think all the traitors, all the insurrectionists, the Carrie Lakes, the Marjorie Trader Greens, the Lauren Boeberts, the Clay Higgins and the Andy Biggs, and they're all freaking out. Yeah, Marjorie Trader Green. I've been telling you that she's in trouble. She's being watched. And then she pulls this stunt. The insurrectionists that are in our government, they're starting to, and Carrie Lake isn't, but Steve Bannon isn't either, but they're starting to get to a point where they're going to stoke up the fire. Speaking of fire, they're going to stoke it as much as they possibly can. And Trump, during his rally, telling people, I mean, there weren't a lot of people at the rally. They're getting brazen with what they're saying and doing. Yeah, Marjorie Trader Green, I've seen. They're getting more and more brazen as things get closer and closer to them all being revealed. Because along with Donald Trump, when Donald Trump goes down, all the rest fall like dominoes. Pamela's usually a lurker? What happened? You came out of your lurkdom. Marjorie Trader Green will join the jailhouse choir. I don't want to hear her sing. Yikes. I'm deciding which traitor to read on. I can't pick one. Which traitor should I read on? Let's see what's going to happen to Carrie Lake. It's finally raining where Thomas is. Yay! Let's hear it for rain! We've had a lot of rain, so that's good for you that you finally got some. We're going to read on Carrie Lake. Yes, we are. I know, I have a large selection of traders to pick from. I might just have to do a blanket read on all the traders. I haven't read on Eileen Cannon. It's still early. We've been here for half an hour already. Time flies. I think time is speeding up. Just to go back to what I had said in the past, I see the Democrats taking over the House. I'll get there, Pamela. Hang on. I'm trying to choose which insurrectionist person that has a seat in our government to read on first. And Carrie doesn't, but I'm reading on her first, actually. Carrie Lake. The questions are just flying. Carrie Lake. Carrie Lake is going to be isolated and on her own. Boy, that's the second time the Hermit card came up. Isolated and on her own, even though she wants to be the VP pick. We'll read about that. MAGA's like a box of assorted chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. I don't know, you kind of do know what you're going to get. And Damon's going with the watermelon now. Do you remember when Dave Letterman was on? Many years ago, when he would throw things off the top of a building just to watch them smash. And he had the watermelons. Carrie Lake. Carrie who? This is about Carrie Lake. The Ten of Pentacles, we're going to be happy when she's done. She's going to be like hermited. She's praying to her God that she prays to. I don't know if it has horns, but she's praying. I don't know if she said it publicly. Carrie Lake is praying and praying and praying. I'm praying that I became, I know, she probably doesn't have an accent like that. Praying that I become Trump's vice president candidate. Anyway, lock her up is right. Now, there was a time when she was in all her election denialism for her own election that she's a piece of work, I'm telling you. That I felt like Carrie Lake, this is months ago, would get in so much trouble from all her, all her malarkey, all her shenanigans, that she would get in so much trouble, and then she would get freaked out. I did feel like she would get freaked out. Vice Trader is right. So she's really, you can see Libby the Lamb? From where you are, really? I have a different view. Libby Lamb and Betty the Bunny and Benny the Bunny, they're over there just looking on. I felt like Carrie Lake would just get to a point where she would be in so much trouble that she would shut up. What happened to Mitch McConnell? Oh, I've been saying for a while after that fall, he had a concussion. It affected his brain. Mitch McConnell's brain does not work like it did before the fall. Not that it was working very well then. So that was Carrie Lake. Let's see. And I'm just backtracking because so much has happened. I'm just backtracking what I've read before. People were asking me before so much of the stuff that's happened did happen. They were asking if Donald Trump was gonna how his campaign was gonna go or something like that. And I always got that he'd be so busy with the lawsuits and everything, and the indictments and subpoenas and all that it would be really hard for him to campaign for president. Yes, I talked about the Thomas. I mentioned that on Friday. We haven't heard much about it, but they reopened the case against Matt Gaetz, which confirmed what I had said in the past. Was like I didn't feel like that was over. Boy, the bottles are early tonight. It's staying light till later, so it seems like it's really a lot earlier. Is Carrie Lake planning to campaign with Trump for VP? No, I think she probably already got the word that he hasn't picked her. Speaking of martinis, anyone? Speaking of people who just throw themselves at Donald Trump, Marjorie Trader Green makes me want to drink something. I'm kind of thirsty, and the tea's not doing it. Marjorie Trader Green was there on the tarmac, close to the tarmac, when Trump got off of the plane for his rally, and I don't know if she didn't get the memo. Trump doesn't give a rat's ass about anybody but himself. So here's Marjorie thinking, oh, it's my Trump. Oh, maybe he'll pick me to be VP, to run for VP. Did you see? Did you see the video clip of Marjorie Trader Green? And I have to call her Trader Green because she's such a traitor. In a red dress. Trump hired 4 buses to bring the protesters into the courthouse. Into the courthouse? That ain't happening, just so you know. So Marjorie Taylor Greene's standing there, and she's like, oh, kind of off at a distance, but Trump walked right by her. Oh, you got to see the look on her face? Watermelon margaritas, anyone? He didn't notice her? Oh, let's ask the pendulum. Did Trump notice Marjorie Taylor Greene there? Did he notice her there? I'm actually getting that he didn't notice her. Okay, if he had noticed her, would he have run up to her and given her a big, huge hug? No. So there you go. 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. He would, even if he saw her. Did he see her later that she was there? Yeah, but initially he didn't see her. Yeah, she looked disappointed because she wants to be his potential VP pick. How about a kiss for what? What are you talking about? Trump thinks she's vile? Well, let me see. Well, at first I got that he didn't see her initially, but then if he saw her, you know, he did see her a little bit afterwards, but he still snubbed her. Yeah. How can he not notice Marjorie Taylor Greene? I know, she was standing. I just feel like initially he didn't see her, but then he did see her and still snubbed her. I saw her shoulders go down too. I saw that. She'll wear the dress again soon if he didn't see her. Has Trump considered her for a pick? He's actually considered her. She spent some money on that dress that she doesn't have because according to my readings, she's worried about money. And then actually, I've been saying Marjorie Taylor Greene and Lauren Boebert are very, very concerned about money, and it's connected to litigation. They don't know if they'll be able to have enough money to pay off the lawyers. And then after that, I started to hear about different lawsuits being filed against the both of them. Is Trump going to pick Marjorie Taylor Greene for VP pick? Oh, okay. Well, that makes sense. Pamela was saying both of those women are going through the divorce and it's going to be costly, but I wasn't really picking it up that it was that they were most worried about in terms of litigation. But Darren, I'm not picking that up. I'm picking up the second thing that you said, all the lawsuits against them. I don't feel like they're worried about the court costs for a divorce. I feel like they're concerned about how much they're going to have to pay the lawyers to defend them from all the lawsuits. Somebody making a joke and I missed it? I did. Pinocchio was walking with friends. He saw a sign that said contest for best liar. He entered the contest. When he came out, was crying? What? Because Trump won that contest? Is Trump going to get so far as to have a VP pick? No. No, there you go. Lori's saying, does Trump even feel like he'll need a VP? He's not going to get far enough. Let's just ask this. Will Trump have to leave the campaign trail? Yes. Trump will have to leave the campaign trail. And that's a pretty strong yes. Yeah. That's a pretty strong yes. So everybody take a deep breath. Do the meditations at psychicannetdion.com. Find the guided meditations for a healed America. They'll calm you right down. You can get 10 guided meditations for the low price of $20. Because I just want you to do them. I just want you to do them. Glory got that too. Yeah, and I felt that for some time. He'll be denied bail and yeah, I don't feel like, okay, let's ask this. Will he be rendered unable to run for president due to all the conspiracy, the espionage? Yes. He'll be unqualified. He'll be unqualified. Trump physically doesn't look healthy at all. Has he ever? But I know it's getting worse. It's definitely getting worse. 536 years Earth? What are you talking about? Rose blue? Kathy's asking, if Trump leaves the campaign, does that mean Ron DeFascist will be the front runner? I don't see Ron DeFascist lasting past August. Electra Storm, will Congress change the rules of running for president, like not be a convicted felon? You may have heard me say before, when I asked the guides a long time ago what the reason for Donald Trump was, I got clear as a bell. Clear as a bell. Big picture reason for Donald Trump was we need to fix our democracy. We have not really, I mean, we've been much too trusting as a country. It's not been tested enough. And now it's definitely been being tested. So, media salivating, anything Trump. We need to reinstate truth in journalism. That's why we watch Midas Touch. Trump's potential sentence is 536 years. Yes, and do you remember the other day I read to you that this guy with the last name of Hassan, who was a Russian spy, and this was back in 1979, got, how many life sentences did I say? Do you remember? I saved the article. I read it to you. It was like 30 life sentences. 15? I'm exaggerating. Do you remember that? DeFascist is the, yeah, I don't see, I mean, here's what these formerly known as Republicans are doing. Nothing for the American people. Here's what the formerly known as Republican Party people are doing. Not all of them, but enough. They're running on platforms of doing nothing for the American people. So what do you think of those potatoes? Trump said he's flying to Bedminster after, yeah, he's going to go to Miami. He's going to like receive all, you know, the charges and what's up for him. And then he's going to fly back to New Jersey. Do you think people really should go and risk being arrested and, you know, held accountable and all that, like January 6th? It's pretty stupid if they go and they cause trouble. Anyway, so thinking about Ron DeFascist, he's done nothing for the people of Florida. 15 life sentences for selling 15, the Russian spy guy. And he died recently. I feel like I should tell you what I'm talking about. I mean, for Trump tomorrow, it'll be like, I'm going to Miami and I'm going to be acting like a celebrity and then I'll go back to New Jersey. And they have to make this much to do? Anyway, it was, maybe I didn't save it. I thought I did. Somebody named, his last name was Hassan, and he had like 15 life sentences for being a Russian spy. And here's a picture of DeFascist. Look, DeFascist! He's so fake. Shall we pull a few cards for him? So you really think that Trump is busing people to Miami? For what? To what ends? Should we read on that? To do what? Pat Sajak just announced his retirement. Okay, good for him. That was kind of out of left field. Let's read about the buses before we read about DeFascist. Anyway, I don't see Ron DeFascist's campaign going very far at all, and I see him not doing anything for the people of Florida. Yes, of course, of course. Of course, compromised foreign operatives because Trump gave away names. Of course, yes. This is like really what Trump has done. I mean, our national security is like Swiss cheese. Please pray. Really, see us as safe. All right, we're going to take a look at what's going to happen in Miami in terms of the buses and everything. What's going on there? But I already pulled the cards. I already pulled for 45 the Justice card and the Hermit card and the Tower card. Remember, I just did that a little while ago. If you just joined us. He really doesn't have anything. He's got no case. There's nothing that Trump can say that would prove innocence. So this is about tomorrow and bussing people in and all that. This is law enforcement. They know what's going on. They have the code. Whatever you guys were talking about a code earlier. Law enforcement has this. Law enforcement has this. Don't you worry your little heads about tomorrow. I mean, he has no defense. Donald J. Trump has zero defense. I've been saying all along. They have mountains of evidence. Mountains. A lot of it. Maybe not most of it, but we've heard a lot of it. Your cat wants to sit and watch PNN? I can't think of any better place to be for your cat. A mega supporter in Miami is threatening violence. Yeah, they're trying to be important. Threatening violence over Trump's indictment. If Trump gets indoctrinated, January 6th is going to look like a playground. All we need is an order. We are ready. Indoctrinated? Indicted. I mean, why? What's the point? Just leave it alone. Let law do its thing. By the way, read the report that Jack Smith, the whole indictment, all got released. Read the report. It took me 25 minutes to read it. A lot of it you're seeing on the news. But if you watch Fox, you're not seeing it. They can't even spell a tweet correctly. It's really the epitome of ignorance. Let's take a look at I'm just gonna look at people are mentioning that there are some very scary characters that are like threatening the worst. So we're just gonna read on them. Oh, there's more apparently that can't be released, right, Thomas? I get that. There's more. Yeah, Trump is so excited about tomorrow. Don't let him fool you. He's not. He's just like, oh, I'm a celebrity. I'm headline news everywhere. In the meantime, the planet's burning up, and it's only June. These people that are interesting. There's more. There are more protections than any of us will know. Slava Ukraine. Slava Ukraine. So what I'm asking right now is the most heinous people that are threatening horrible things. First of all, what the hell is wrong with them? They want our country to be, they want our secrets to be out. Anyway, the ones that are threatening the worst, the Five of Rods, it's going to be very challenging for them. Well, I guess you don't have to read about all the different evidence against Trump and the Jack Smith report if it makes you nauseous. If you can't handle it, don't make yourself sick over it, but it's fascinating. Yeah, the Empress keeps coming up. That's the United States winning. The United States versus Donald Trump. Guess who wins? The United States. These people calling for civil war and he didn't do anything wrong. The ones that are really calling for that, let's ask, have they even been exposed to the report? No. No. Indoctrinated and indicated. You got some typos going on there. Let me, it's 55 minutes in. I have to take my, my PR break. Not my pee break, my PR break. Let me tell you what's going on. I have a class on Saturday that I only have one person signed up for. I'm going to have to cancel or reschedule it and get in touch with that person. However, if anybody's interested in a class on radically forgiving to make your life lighter and better and brighter, sign up for the class. It's on Saturday. It's called Radically Forgiving. PsychicAnnetteDion.com is where you go to book a reading. I think my schedule's wide open. Church of Spirituality is where you go. churchofspirituality.online is where you go, or right here on my channel, to view Church of Spirituality. I do that every single Sunday, 1 p.m. live stream Eastern Time. And there's all kinds of great stuff to make you spiritually empowered at Church of Spirituality. You don't know what you're missing if you haven't watched it. So check it out. Aren't you curious? Also, Grassroots of Democracy, we are meeting tomorrow night for our 20 on Tuesdays guided meditation for a healed America. Grassroots of Democracy discussion group is Thursday night. Grassroots of Democracy work sessions are Saturday. Go to grassrootsofdemocracy.com. I don't have a lot of classes right now, even though I love to teach and the classes are phenomenal, because I don't have enough attendees. I wanted to do a spiritual summer school, but I've got to figure out how to get the word out more and get, if anybody, and here's a little question. If anybody out there is a good marketer, I need to hire somebody. Say again, if anybody out there is a good marketer who's great at marketing, social media, and I have a job for you. I'm looking to hire someone. So there's that. I probably left something out. PsychicAnnetteDion.com to book a reading. I have plenty of time. Plenty of time. Tomorrow not so much, but Thursday pretty open, Friday pretty open. Okay, here we go. Back into Ron DeFascist. And please hit the thumbs up and please subscribe. I'm going to start bugging people about that now. I mean, thanks for hitting the thumbs up. Okay. Okay, thank you, Cheryl. I wasn't actually going to read on how Jack Smith is feeling because I was going to read on DeFascist. Jack Smith is doing his job. I mean, I'm not really getting anything that's mind-blowing about, I mean, Jack Smith used to work at The Hague, prosecuting war criminals, so I think this is business as usual. It's how his brain is wired, you know. And by the way, speaking of Jack Smith, the other day I was walking and I was like, I don't know, I feel like Jack Smith in his past life was somebody really, really important. He's feeling cool. He's a cool guy. I can't believe, Pamela, how many people in the chat have a crush on Jack Smith. I think all women. I don't think we have any gay men in the chat, but I mean, and then I'm listening to randomly other psychics and they're all like, oh, Jack Smith is so hot. And I'm like, wow. Kimberly G says she knows more than Jack. Jack, you mean Kimberly Gargoyle? Boy. Have we seen pictures of Kimberly Gargoyle? I say that so often I kind of forget her real name. That woman has gone off the deep end. Somebody needs to tell her to check her makeup. It's incredible. So Jack Smith. So the other day I'm asking, my guides, my psychic antenna, was Jack Smith George Washington? And I got yes. Yeah, Jack Smith is great at his job. Did you catch that? We're still talking about Kimberly Gargoyle. So I checked. And if you really are well versed in the history of the American Revolution, the Revolutionary War, if you really if you've studied the Revolutionary War, if you've really gotten into it, watched a documentary, you're like, how did we win? How did that ever happen? And because George Washington saved this country from King George. So I said, was Jack Smith George Washington? And I got a yes. So there you go. It's unfortunate that we can't prove these things. Maybe someday. Computers and phones, smartphones can read your mind now, so I got that George Washington is the same soul as Jack Smith. So don't you worry your little heads. Wildflower Wind doesn't get the attraction of Jack Smith. I think you're missing the point. Somebody who is living authentically, who is really in their truth, doing what they do, and doing it to the best of their ability, guess what? They have a magnetism to them. And that's Jack Smith. The people are mentioning that Trump is delaying getting a lawyer. I hadn't heard that. Yeah, we're still talking a little bit about Kimberly Gargoyle. She fell off the deep end. She might have done too many drugs. Yeah, so Amy's saying he's very good looking. He's a triathlete. One thing I know about, and this is true, and I mentioned this on Friday, one thing I know about, racing, and because I raced, oh my gosh, I road raced for years and years. I might start doing that again. Lauren Bober tweeted, today is 1776. We'll take a look at her. It doesn't look good for her. Jack Smith being a triathlete. Remember on Friday, if you were here, I was talking about, it teaches us what it's like to be single-minded. I don't know if he has Virgo rising. We'll ask Kathy tomorrow. When you're running a race, I've never done a triathlon, but it is a mind game, and it's really more about the mind. You're going to run a race, you're going to be in physical, shape for it, you were trained for it, but it's a mind game. And Jack Smith, his brain is wired to focus on the finish line, the target, right? Totally. You don't let stuff get in your way. And I don't know if Joe Biden ever raced, but maybe. Jill Biden ran marathons. It's a mindset. It is, you have to focus. You can't get distracted or you're done. Hitting that wall in the race. See, you guys know. It is all in the mind. And I'm pointing that out. Because if Jack Smith, he's a triathlete, he's got that going on. And the other person that has that going on is Joe Biden. You have to be in the zone. And I bet you, good point, Cheryl, because Cheryl's saying that scares Trump. Because Trump is the polar opposite. Yes, I did see Boebert feigning support for veterans. She's a disgusting human being. She's an absolute disgusting human being. Anyway, And Joe Biden, he has that too. All that he's had to contend with, keep your eye on the goal. Keep your eye on the price. I'm going to turn my light down because I think it's making me warm. Okay. Remind me I have tea leaves to read. I hope that the news tomorrow doesn't... I tried non-alcoholic beer. It was pretty good. Sounds pretty good right now. Anyway. You went on a blind date with a man. Okay, wait. I have to get my focus back. Biden's coming to Connecticut on Friday. Do you live in Connecticut? What did I just say I was going to read on when I got sidetracked? Bobert? The arraignment tomorrow is at 3. So he's going to go in, there will be an arraignment, and it'll be over. Why don't they just let go of the drama? Oh, the news. I was talking about the news. I hope that they're not going to follow the limo and go show you all the streets of Miami and all the buildings and all the... Oh my goodness. Give it a freaking rest. That was so preposterous in New York. I thought it was at 3. Oh! Blumenthal will meet him. Blumenthal's a cool guy. Really smart guy. He had the hearing on AI. Tea sounds good, especially the Long Island type. Do you know that there are bars popping up in New York City? Well, probably other places too that are non-alcoholic bars. Pretty cool. People getting healthy, you know, healthier. Straightening out the cards. I'm trying to think of what I'm reading on next. Should we read on Bobert? You know, yeah, I'm not going to watch it either. I'm not watching that tomorrow. We're doing a show. Me and Kathy, the astrologer, are doing a show. Live stream right at the same time, I think. I don't want to do a whole 3 cards on Lauren Boebert because frankly she doesn't deserve it. I mean, I don't want to waste my energy on her. But with all the threats and because there's already evidence, they're so stupid. There's already evidence against them. And they're going ahead and they're issuing more threats. I mean, Jack Smith has the dirt on the insurrectionists that are now in our government. You drank one Long Island iced tea 20 years ago, never again? That was a lot of alcohol. Is Lauren Boebert going to get in trouble for what she's doing right now? Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Yes, yes, yes. She needs to focus on her kids. That's never going to happen. Boebert focusing on her kids. Yeah. Somebody else had a Long Island iced tea back in the day and had to call her husband. Well, it's good that you got a ride. I was behind somebody the other night, just going home. True story. I was driving behind someone. It's interesting to me how often I see people driving drunk on the road. Where I live, it's like there's a funny saying that's a drinking town with a fishing problem. I think they say that in Key West too. Anyway, I'm driving on the road. I'm right behind this person, and all of a sudden, whoosh, goes right into the car on the side of the road. Don't drink and drive. I'm sure she had a really bad time. The cops had to come. I got out of my car. I was helping her out. She needed some support. I stayed as long as I could. When is Marshmallow getting kicked out? It looks like the Marshmallow McCarthy, I don't see him lasting through this month. What a traitor. These people are enemies of the United States of America. We're talking about designated drivers. You can list them. There are people in our government, starting with, starting with Trump, right? There are people in I hate to even say in our government, in positions of power in our government that are out and out enemies of the United States. They're enemies of the United States. Those drinks that taste real good are really kick your butt and your head. And the sugar's not good either. Glenn saying thank you. I don't know what I did. What did I do? You're welcome. Did you ask a question that I answered? I didn't see it. Damon, they're asking for you. Where are you? Is Marjorie Trader Green going to be subpoenaed? Yes. These people are going to be in trouble. Kevin McCarthy, the traitor, is he going to be in trouble also? Yes. Let's just run down the list. Oh yeah, that's a big yes. That's a strong yes. Kevin McCarthy. Is Kevin McCarthy going to lose his seat this month? Is Kevin McCarthy going to lose his seat this month? That looks like a yes too. We're just on a yes roll. Gomer? Is Gomer going to get... I get him mixed up with Gosart. Isn't it Louis Gomer? Is he going to be in trouble? These people are all going to be in trouble. Of a woman who died from liver disease reused? What? What's going on here? I missed half of that story, Darren. Steve Bannon. Letitia James is going after Trump in October. I mean, that's not a psychic impression, that's factual. Is Jim Jordan going to be subpoenaed in oh yeah. So these are all the people that are freaking out right now. Did you notice there might be a little bit of a connection, you think? Gosart, is he? Yes, they're all, there's evidence on all of them. 10 for the document case? What do you mean by that? Matt Gaetz is in trouble. They've reopened his case. Is Matt Gaetz going to be? Yes, every one of them. Every one of them. Are the Democrats going to take back the House? Yes. I'm loving this happy yes swing that's going on. And you're Joanne speaking my language. Envision those indictments. Fani Willis is August. Roger Stone going back to prison. That's undecided right now. Is Clay Higgins going to be subpoenaed? Yes. I'm going to ask, Domino's is right. And we've been talking about Domino's for the month of June. By the way, just for the record, if you're a Sagittarius, I am hearing, just for all the Sagittarius out there, I'm hearing from a number of different sources that if you're a Sagittarius, this is your week. This is your week. Just want to throw that out there. There's a lot of great stuff going on. We'll ask Kathy about that tomorrow. Any Sagittarius out here? We'll just run down the list. This looks like an avalanche of indictments. Steve Bannon, is he going to jail? You're going to jail. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. You get to go to jail. You get to go to jail. You get an indictment. You get an indictment. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I tell people I drank enough for 5 lifetimes, so that's why I quit. I drank enough in my lifetime for 5 lifetimes, so I decided to quit. Anyway. Only a Scorpio here? I have Scorpio rising. Sitting outside enjoying having me talk. Really? Wow. I'm really impressed. Thank you. I got to that Fani Willis and Jack Smith have had a few conversations. So, and actually the guys are saying that this Miami thing is actually, it's like training security-wise, law enforcement-wise. They're kind of like getting their practice for... They're getting their practice for Georgia. Is Peter Navarro going to be subpoenaed? And go to jail. You're on the cusp of Sag? Yeah, that counts. Check out, there's a lot of videos on YouTube for Sagittarius for this month, and this is our week. This is like the best week of the year. That's what I heard. We'll ask Kathy tomorrow. So many questions, so little time. Don't forget to come to 20 on Tuesdays tomorrow, because we need to really send lots of energy out there for our national security. We're going to read on our national security. Giuliani, yeah, he's going to jail. Why are so many GOP running for president? Is there a strategy? It's all about power. It's got nothing to do with serving the American people. It's 100% about power. It's 100% fascist mentality based. What's up with Santos? You need to be more specific. He's a chronic liar. He's a pathological liar. We call him Pinocchio because he doesn't even really have a real name. Yeah, send light to Jack Smith. Oh yeah, thank you, Kathy, for reminding me. I did read on that. I read on the PGA and the Live merger on Friday. I have been reading about that. Let's see. When you have announced that you're running for president, whether you do well or not, your dollars are increased for public speaking events. Oh, I don't know. What's going to happen with Abbott? Oh yeah, I was going to read, you say Abbott and then I think the fascists, because they're one and the same. Let's read on the fascists first. The fascist, again, I've done this before. What's the fascist, what's his plight right now? I think the Republican Party is just disintegrating right before our eyes. You know, like those fizzy things like Alka-Seltzers? Or there's some like vitamin C tabs and stuff. You know those fizzy things like that go like Alka-Seltzer, you add water? That's the Republican Party. It's just disintegrating. The fascist. 8 of Pentacles. 3 of Rods. 3 of Cups. Yeah, it's going to be a lot of hard work to not get very far for the fascist. And the 3 of Cups will celebrate his demise. We will celebrate the fascist demise. Yes, so when you think of the Republican Party, you can just think of like Alka-Seltzer, and there they are. You can write, you get some food coloring and write GOP on it. Or I call it POF, Party of Fascists. And you can just fizz them away. Right? Thank you, Kathy. I forgot that I'm monetized. By the way, you can donate. I have so much fun, I forget that you can donate. I do have to pay the bills. Book a reading. It's a win-win. We both win if you book a reading. When you book a reading. Okay. This could be what's happening now. If you want, let's go for another perspective. What's happening now is we could be getting stronger as a nation. Thank you, Rose. We could, I'm just giving you a perspective that I want us all to have. And what if it's actually true? What's happening now could make America stronger. Right? Because we've had to really work hard. And remember, all of these, that's why I call them the Party of Fascists. All these people that are adhering to fascist beliefs and fascist behavior are, it's out. They're outed. They're outed. They are enemies of the United States of America, and they're enemies to democracy. And when you look at what they're actually defending, they're defending that Donald Trump should be able to steal all our military intelligence. What they're actually pushing for is Donald Trump should be able to steal all our military secrets and hold them at his club and refuse to return them and to put our entire national security at risk. And they're saying, we need that. Visualize them dissolved. Someone wants me to read on Abbott. Abbott, I think that the immigrant situation, you know, kidnapping asylum seekers, that's going to come back and bite the both of them in the butt. Big time. Thanks for the donations. Abbott, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's going to bite them in the butt. They're, you know, DeFascist and Abbott, they're blind with lust for power. They're blind, yeah. Like, imagine Fox News fizzing away. That's it. Let's just dissolve them in your mind. Just dissolve them in your mind. Come to our 20 on Tuesdays. 20 minutes of a guided meditation, and then it's recorded and you receive it afterwards. President Biden is a miracle. He has a big fat angel with him. Now, as far as Abbott goes, they're blind with lust for power, him and DeFascist, just to name a couple. And the Two of Pentacles is they're trying to keep the lies. They're juggling lies. There's a troll doll that looks like Ron. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, really? You know, if he wasn't so revolting, I would buy it. And the Eight of Pentacles, there's a lot of good lawyers working to get Abbott taken out, and also DeFascist. And taken out, I mean unseated. Okay? Are you feeling better now? I'm doing my best. I'm not just you know, giving you a snowball. You know, this is actually real. Someone should put Mickey ears on Ron doll. Yeah, so Pamela's spelling it out. How the Republicans have destroyed America. We can rebuild it. We can do anything. That's a line from the Bionic Man from long ago. We can rebuild him. We can do anything. We can rebuild America. We can do anything. Okay? That can be our motto. We can rebuild it. We can do anything. Always think positive. Always. Energy follows thought. As soon as I hear some fear-mongering on TV, I turn it off. That day Abbott yelled Beto out of the building made you cry. It made us all cry. We were bawling our eyes out about Uvalde. We're telling it like it is, Glenn. That can be my motto. My Psychic News Network motto. I'm spinning the cup to read the tea leaves. Get ready. We have a few more minutes, so lots going on next week, that's for sure. Sheesh, people. Get ready for a lot of good stuff. Just get ready for a lot of good stuff. Well, you know, we've been waiting a long time for justice. Stop worrying about all the things the news makes you worry about. Yeah, we're not going to take this. The Democrats have always bailed out. Pamela's got the popcorn going. The Democrats have always bailed out the Republicans, and karma has a way of coming back around. Yeah, Pamela watches channels like this instead of the regular news. Really? I'm replacing the regular news? Well, I am PNN. Maybe we should read about PNN. Yes, Maria's feeling better. Let's read about CNN. Because Chris Licht, who we've written many emails to CNN, even prior to the town hall debacle. Yeah, I have read on PGA I and Liv. I'll read on it again. I did read on it last week if you want to check that out too. Yeah. Man. Craziness. The Democrats are always bailing the Republicans out. The audacity of them to be saying, Hillary, but what about Hillary? But what about Joe Biden? But what about this one? What about that one? What about Donald Trump? Okay. So much to read on, so little time. I cannot believe how fast tonight has gone. Thank you all for joining me. I remember Bill Clinton balancing the budget. You're saying, Pamela, you're saying no one remembers it. I remember it. Things are going to get better. They will. Things will get better. Yeah, apples and oranges comparing. How about when Trump stood up there and said, Russia, if you're listening, hack Hillary Clinton's emails. And so they did. They got nothing. They've got nothing. Well, Pamela, I've heard it mentioned on the major networks. I mean, they're not going to be bringing up the Bill Clinton, balance the budget and got us in the black, accounting wise. I'm sitting here with the cards. I don't know what to ask. All right, we'll go to the PGA and live, even though I already read on it. I actually do feel like the PGA. I was talking about CNN. Sorry, I lost it for a sec. It happens. The major networks are owned by just 6 companies. Support Midas Touch, Brian Tyler Cohen. I'm so happy you're here, Sandra. The Young Turks, they're sometimes pretty good. You can put up your favorite YouTube channel that you go to for news. Yeah, so yeah. I mean, the YouTube channels are better for news. The Lincoln Project, yeah. Yeah, Russia, if you're listening, hand over those documents. PGA and Live. Well, what I got on the PGA and Live is that enough people will complain. CNN first. Fair and Balance, yeah. There's another YouTube channel. Jesse Dollimore is another. Hal Sparks, so Hal's kind of hard to follow. He makes me feel like I'm tame. Yeah, Young Turks are bad. Sometimes I don't know what they did in the last election, but anyway. CNN. Used to watch Christo? Who's Christo? I don't know who that is. CNN. CNN behind the scenes are still trying to see if they can get away with leaning fascist. Yeah, this is interesting. CNN kind of doesn't know what to do right now. They're looking at their loss and they're kind of like it's really weird. Christopoulos, he's good too. We all make mistakes, Maria's saying. Okay, yes, we all do. None of us are perfect. If we were perfect, we wouldn't be here. Stephanie Miller's show. So people are, if you just joined us, people are just putting in the chat the YouTube channels that are really good for news, for actual news. I'm reading on CNN right now. CNN is at this really strange place. We're at an impasse because they really want to wax more to the fascist. I don't know why. It's corporate, it's pressure. I'm not a big fan of the Young Turks. I've seen things that were informative there. Justice Matters, Glenn Kirshner. This is CNN. This is them just really not knowing what to do. They want to stay on the Trumpster side. What are you saying that someone died and they didn't? What are you talking about? Come on, don't be all fake news on me. CNN owners want tax cuts. They're really at an impasse right now. They can't figure it out. They're trying to keep secret something. David Pakman, yes. Rachel Maddow has her own show. Isn't Rachel Maddow on Monday nights? Oh, Walt Nunta. I don't think that's how you spell his name, but anyway. You think, oh, let's ask that. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. Walt Nunta. Is that how you say his name? Is he going to flip on Trump? PBS NewsHour, yep. Rachel gets a little too negative for me. Walt Nauta, yes. Is he going to flip on Trump? Is he going to adequately flip on Trump? I get that he's going to flip on Trump. Tea leaves. You replay at 1.75 speed? I have been thinking that maybe my videos are too long. You can give me some feedback on that if you want. Walt is gonna squeal on Trump. He doesn't want to go to jail. Let's be real. Yeah, CNN, they're caught between a rock and a hard place. They really want to go the direction of Fox, but they don't think that it's gonna work. So now they're kind of stuck in a corner. Yeah, I unsubscribed to TYT too. Alright, sorry I said it. I think what I'm referencing is the damage report. Is that the Young Turks? I don't know, I might be saying the wrong thing. Won't be the first time. Midas Touch, they're on tonight, I'm pretty sure. In fact, some of you might have jumped off. I've had people unsubscribe from my channel and resubscribe. I don't know. I don't ask for details. Oh, thank you, Pia. Pia says my videos are never too long. They're quite long. Yeah, CNN used to be the most trusted name in news, right? They totally... Randy Rainbow, he's hilarious. The Young Turks. TYT is the Young Turks. But I was referencing the damage report, not the Young Turks necessarily. Midas Touch is my favorite. They really work hard. YouTube is weird. You had to resubscribe over several times. I know. Tell me about it. YouTube is weird. But at least we're here because of YouTube. The Live thing, the PGA. I've been talking about it all night. I haven't read on it yet, but I have read on it before. I actually see, and this has been my sense, and that's why I brought up CNN, because I have the same sense. So many people complained to CNN that Chris Lake lost his job as CEO. And I think so many people are going to complain to the PGA that something's going to fall apart there. I'm not exactly sure what. But something's going to fall apart there. Hi, Kalani. Kalani came to church yesterday. Good job. You get points. And spiritual school. Seriously, if you haven't watched Church of Spirituality, there are chants to get you through the week. You know, little sing-song things to get you through the week. And also there's a sermon, there's a great message for you. And it's like a spiritual vitamin. So you don't know what you're missing if you don't just give it a try. Randy Rainbow has a new one with Trump. I liked his sedition. Sedition! Sedition! It's time for tea leaves. Will Eileen Cannon be the trial judge? Well, we can ask, but I'm not worried about that. Thank you, Kalani. PGA refuses to play on a Trump property? Oh, and Andrea was there at church. See, y'all came to church. Read on the aliens in Las Vegas. So did you guys hear about the guy who saw aliens in his backyard? They were about 8 feet high and had bug eyes? It's too late to get into that right now. Will Cannon be the residing judge? We'll just ask it simply. Will she be the residing judge? I'm getting a no. I'm getting a no. The alien story was fake. How do you know? Where? I mean, really? Let's ask. You saw an alien with your boyfriend in 73? Were you smoking pot? Since I have the pendulum. Was the alien sighting that was reported, the guy in his backyard saw I didn't even finish the question. It wasn't real. It was not real. Okay, let's do this. Will that start happening where people see aliens? Nope. My take on ETs is that they're here and they vibrated at a different frequency, and that's why we can't see them. And Betty smoked pot all her life and never saw an alien. So there you go. There's the facts. Walking a path to a burger joint? That's what the alien was doing? Midas Touch said Canon. Well, I got no. Well, maybe I need to rephrase the question. Because it could be that she recuses herself. Will Canon actually act as the judge? No. Oh, I opened up a can of worms. I mentioned the word aliens. Okay, no. I'm just going with I have no logic to back this up with. I'm just telling you that the pendulum's saying she's not going to be the judge. That could be that she recuses herself. Wait. Because I think everybody's really worried that she's going to screw this all up. Does she? No, I'm getting no. Okay. Let's just pull 3 cards about that. I know I'm over time. But you guys are still here, so let's take a look. Cannon. What's going on with Eileen Cannon? First of all, when I tune into her, she's not very bright. She's not, she doesn't have a very... Some people just aren't that smart. I don't know how she made it to be a judge. Maybe she's smart in a certain way, but not emotionally. She's going away from the trial. She's trying to save her career. It would ruin her career if she didn't recuse herself. Kathy smoked pot a long time ago and never got a chance to see an alien. There's no guarantee that you'll see an alien if you smoke a joint. The two don't go together. As far as I know. Popak doesn't think Cannon will stick. Yeah, I don't see her on this case. And that's why we have the Psychic News Network, because I have no evidence. I only have my psychic antenna. She doesn't have experience. She's a rookie. She's bad at her job. The 10 of Cups, the Ace of Rods, the 3 of Pentacles. Eileen Cannon wants to have a chance to save her career. So she's not, PNN News you can trust. Thank you. So, I love it. Eileen Cannon actually knows that if she takes this case, her career's over. Thank you, Cheryl. I think it's a good thing to be funny. 8 to 10 feet aliens, that's what I read. But the pendulum said it wasn't real. And people are saying they found out that it was a hoax. There's been a lot of alien hoaxes throughout the years. So stop worrying your little heads about Eileen Cannon, all right? Don't read scary things. Don't watch scary things. Just laugh. Yeah, she's more interested in saving her job. So I don't really have any worry about her. Thanks for the donations. I just looked up and realized you've been donating. I appreciate it. Trump is a hoax. Yes. Hello. Where's my bell? You got it right. Damon, Eileen drank the Kool-Aid. That's for sure. Stay positive. And let me pick 3 cards to get us... Can't believe I'm still on. 3 cards to... Aliens talk slowing down my internet. I hope it's not slow. Eileen Cannon won't touch it because it's a slam dunk. I agree with you. I agree with you, Kim. 3 cards for the collective to get us to, I think Midas Touch is on now. I think they probably have a show right now. 3 collective cards to get us into, to Wednesday. What can the collective expect? Remember, I pulled that great rune card, and I'm just going to read the invocation to you again. In gratitude, we ask for ever radiant, purifying fire to light the way to our brightest, most unencumbered future. I just love that. I haven't gone to the tea leaves yet. You're all panicking. Yes, I'm going overtime. I had a fairly easy day, so I have more energy. More psychic energy, I mean. I always have energy. The King of Rods, Ace of Pentacles. Trust the legal. Trust. Democracy works when our justice system works. Trust justice. Trust it. And the Ace of Pentacles. We're in a good place. We're in a good place. Don't ruin it, okay? What's December 6th? We're in a good place. Don't ruin it by thinking all negative. Pass that on. Don't ruin it by thinking all negative, okay? Think about how good it is that our justice system is working. Don't listen to the naysayers. Some people don't even know how to think positive. Some people are really addicted to that. Oh, that Eeyore thing. Don't be that. We're in a good place. He's in trouble. He's in trouble. To the cards, to the tea leaves. I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. To the tea leaves. What have we? Well, we have a sun. That means next week we're going to see a lot of, we'll see activity this week. But basically this week it's just the arraignment. Yeah, no being a Debbie Downer. That is such a funny, what's that woman's name that does Debbie Downer? That is so funny. To the Batcave, Robin. You need to listen to my sermon from yesterday. I mentioned Batman. Yes, it's a unique church. Stay away from Lincoln Project wolves in sheep's clothing. I don't really get that. The sun, I see a lot of news, a lot of things like we have, a lot of things coming to light that we never expected. Is it Rachel Dratch? That's her name. I didn't actually ever know what her name was. The Debbie Downer. Hey Amanda. She was so funny. Oh my gosh. And then Kate, the other Kate, the one that speaking of aliens, if you saw the skit, I should know her name. Who played like the hillbilly redneck, and they were talking about being abducted by aliens on SNL from a while back. So funny. Yeah, I think the Lincoln Project is fine. I tune in. I think they're fine. Anyway, yeah, I actually see fireworks, which is a good thing. I see fireworks. I agree, the Republicans are rotting from the inside out. They're going to start doing a lot of infighting. We're already seeing that. They don't know which way to go. They don't know which side they're on. They're a mess. They're a chaotic mess. These Republicans, these party of fascist Republicans, they don't meditate. Kate McKinnon, yeah, she was so funny. Wasn't that funny, Kathy? Look up Kate McKinnon. Are you spelling it right? Kate McKinnon. Doing the skit about being abducted by aliens. You'll be rolling on the floor. It's so funny. I see a fast moving, this is interesting. I see 2 brooms and they're like kind of crossed. So that a lot of things are being swept. I've been getting that sweeping image a lot with what's going on right now. I see an eagle. And I see an actual bridge, but this is a positive symbol. It's bridging us into a new feeling. There's a bridge that's bridging us into a new emotional New emotional place for America. It's not bad. It's good. I need you all to think positive. And Miss Lindsey Graham, like speaking of people not knowing how to act, it's really, I see a new emotional feeling. What's going on right now is going to pave the way for a new feeling in America. And think about this. You're having too many mojitos? Drink some water, Thomas. Don't overdo it. Yeah, fast moving stuff for sure. This month is going to be like ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. You see a palm tree? Yeah, I see a palm tree. Want me to look up palm tree before we go? If I have the book right here. And I do. I'm going to look up palm tree. Just because I do know that palm tree has a very significant, plus this is in Florida, right? Wealth and security. This is about what's going to happen in Florida. Miss Lindsay's been drinking sweet tea spiked with the Kool-Aid. I like that. Yeah, don't you worry, your little heads. The palm tree, that has to do with Florida. And tomorrow, when this is all going on, I want each and every one of you, and promise, palm trees bend in a storm. We are being guided by angels. We are being protected by angels. Always. I want everybody to visualize peace in Miami. Alright? And with that, I think that's everything. Went overtime tonight. Well, there's a lot going on. I kind of had to. God bless America and our beautiful President Joe Biden. That's a good note to end on. Thank you for being here. Thank you for donating. Please, please, please subscribe if you haven't already. And please, please, please hit the thumbs up, because I really would love to get my numbers up. And if you know somebody who's looking for a job doing social media marketing, please get in touch with me. AnnetteDion7@gmail.com. And all my info is in the description. Thank you. It was fun to hang out with you. See you Wednesday. Just keep the faith. All right. Namaste.